Well, I want to put this out not as a direct criticism of Trump, but I'm going to tell you one of Vladimir Putin's assessments of Trump was that he was naive. And I know the libtard media picked that up like to knock Trump. Now, obviously, Trump isn't all bad because the media hates him, right? And compared to Hillary Clinton, God, forget about it. But I could say this that Putin really got Trump pegged because Trump is in another something else, and the other deal is, you know, he's he's like what I told you before. He's a BS artist. He does have the patriotic streak. He's not going to do everything he said, and he's got an ego too. Putin's got an ego. They all got egos, man. But I think Putin's a lot smarter than Trump in a lot of ways, where he realizes what's going on around him. Now, Putin is not the ultimate leader of Russia. I don't know who is, but this guy, he does work for the oligarchs. He does. Um, Now, but to tell you the truth, in this picture, when you got Kerry shaking Putin's hand, the one I respect is Putin. The one I can't stand is Kerry. Kerry is a load of crap. I can't stand this Kerry. So, I'm being a little I'm really backing off on being critical of Putin lately. Over the last year or so, actually the last couple of years. I was originally hammering the hell out of him as much as possible because, um, I know Russia's got their game too. America's got their game, or the West has their game. Russia's got their game. So does China. But I think the United States and Russia ought to just get together and rule the world and screw the rest of it. That's why I put out partly that American-Russian survival channel. And YouTube wouldn't want to monetize that first video because I said, man, Russia and the United States ought to just colonize the whole damn world, man. The hell with it. Just quit screwing around. The hell with them, man. Um, but Putin's got some things about him I liked. Like I'll be way on his side, this guy's side, if Hillary became president. Holy crap! There's like no contest there, not even the remotest. But Hillary flat out accused him of being a killer or something like that. Which, you know what? I'm not going to disagree with that statement, but so are the Clintons. So is Hillary Clinton directly. All of them are. The Americans do the same thing. And what else he accused him of being I don't know, whatever it was, but he says, well, at least I have a brain. That's what his response was, and I says, I agree. This guy is light years ahead of Hillary Clinton in intelligence and shrewdness and discipline. Light years. I can tell you that right now, man. So, but to be quite honest, I don't know where this guy came from. There's nobody in Russia with a Putin last name, just him and his father, which tells me there's something going on who he really is. And I don't think it was like he came out of the blue and, the way the story is, he was kind of like the upstart dark horse politician that you just couldn't figure why nobody in a million years would ever expected he'd have been leading Russia all these years. Nah, there's something behind all this stuff. There's way more behind it than you think. But I'm going to tell you something with Trump, man. He's got to quit respecting the stupid military brass. And I put out a lot of videos on this stuff. The ones, and this is a real problem. Our military in the United States, at even the the NCO and enlisted rank levels, the lance corporals and privates and all that stuff, and is nowhere near as tough as most of the militaries in the world. What we got is on our side is we got more technology and maybe more brains, but as far as actual, hands-on toughness and survivability in the field, no, not even close. If you take away the technology, and maybe you could be smart in some ways and downloading Apple apps on your Apple iPhone and stuff, and understanding how to look something up, they ain't gonna do you too much good out in the field. So if we lose a technological advantage, which we probably already are. Game over, man. That's what they're waiting for. Probably the 2020s. Chinese are going to be way ahead of us by then, man. And we're going to get whacked. But, what they got going on today is our military is actually trying to, they still are. They're trying to set up a conflict with Russia. And I'm like, what the hell for, you jerks? Um, I don't even want to say it on here because I could tell you every single video I put out that had a word ISISS in it, and I even mentioned the word. All of them were demonetized immediately. There's like, this is, Google is a CIA. CIA is in there, man. And I'm not just making a statement I don't know nothing about because I know more about it than you think. And guess who runs the CIA? What's he's a wasabi. You know what I mean? From Saudi guy, convert, right? I'm telling you right now. Me, I think we ought to just get together. And Putin's not really a Christian. I don't really give a damn about Christian stuff. I think just us, the United States and Russia ought to get together, rule the damn planet. The hell with the bullshit. But the way things are going right now, building up NATO and all this garbage, and these yo-yo generals that are around Trump, I don't know what the deal is with Trump, man. Well, I do know the deal. It's like he's going to do a certain amount. He's not that bad. I mean, he's really great compared to Hillary Clinton. Okay? But I damn well know he's not going to do like all the crap he said. I know he's going to make it look like that. But that's the game. And, unfortunately, we're probably going into a conflict with Russia. I don't want this to happen. I think this is stupid. It's really stupid. It's bad. It's bad for global business, man. We could be running the whole planet. That's a younger picture of Putin. I'm going to tell you, man, there's something with this guy, Putin. He definitely can't just be, have that. How many people in Russia named Putin? Nobody. Him and his father, and I think his grandfather. Which tells you, where the hell did this guy come from? And, I ain't buying that stuff where he just moved up in the position and he knocked out. He works with the oligarchs too, man. He is their front man. He's part of them and all that crap. And I'm not really. I always like putting that out because that's the truth, But it don't mean the West is any better. I'm not saying that. But here's Bill Clinton. Now, of these two people, who do I respect the most? Vladimir Putin. Okay? But I notice, everybody on the top is not what you think they are. And herein lies the problem. People that voted for Trump, which I did, but I was kind of like, yeah, okay, I think he's fairly legit. He is legit. But the thing is, even if he's 100% legit, which he's like somewhat legit, he's got a patriotic streak in him, right? But, he's playing a game. He's only, it could be that he can't make too many enemies, right? That's the other thing. You're stupid if you make too many enemies. You're going to be freaking done inside of no time. So you try to do whatever you can, right? But I think the one assessment of Putin had of Trump is one where Trump's got a real weakness. Besides maybe Trump is a BS artist. I know that. I mean, that's a given. I mean, that's not saying anything bad or good. He's a BS artist, man. He's got to be. They all are. But what I'm saying is Putin's assessment of Trump that he's naive, that's his weak point. And Trump's in a whole nother game. Doing business in New York and construction is one thing. Going to D.C. and dealing with these jackass generals. I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you one thing I would really kind of hope. If we ever go into like a financial collapse or something, now that's going to screw me up because I won't get my socialist security. But if you got the generals, all the retired government jackasses, the military, the military 20, 30-year ticket punchers who are usually the biggest weasels going, retired cops, the retired judges, the retired politicians at every level, district attorneys, they all lose their money. Good. I'm like, fine. I don't give a damn. Because most of these people, They couldn't get a real job. Now that's the thing with Trump. He actually has a real job. Bill Clinton, he probably might do all right. I bet you he'd sell a lot of vacuum cleaners. Putin would do all right too, man. Be a hitman. This fucking guy. Anyway, I do like the guy, but I just hate the people that worship him. I tell you, that's always been. I always did like Putin, even when I was dragging on him. I just don't like the people that worship the guy. Like they think this guy's Santa Claus. He's going to give everybody everything in the world, and he's fighting a new world order. Yeah, right. He's got his angle for Russia. But my thing is, the United States and Russia ought to just get together, and Trump ought to just get rid of every damn general that is anti-Russian in the United States. Just get rid of them. Flat out get rid of them. I'm not for that shit. I mean, I'd like to see Russia get a lot more freedom and have a Bill of Rights installed like we have in the United States, which is ignored by a lot of things, but at least we got it. If we didn't have it, we'd already been screwed a long time ago. But I think that Putin actually is not. I put it this way: he ain't Santa Claus, okay? He's a smart guy. He's rational, and he keeps his cool. And does when you get deep, he'll kill people, I guess. But when you get deep down into him, he's got concerns, legitimate concerns about the way things should be. He actually gives a shit. He gives a shit way more than Bill Clinton or Kerry ever would in a million years, or Hillary Clinton. All three of those people put combined, Putin gives a crap about things way more than that. But, he'll knock off people that criticize him. He'd probably knock me off. Oh, he would have knocked me off if I was in Russia. I know that. It'd be dead meat. I'd be like in a gulag, man. Right, Putin? Because I gave you a lot of shit. But, to tell you the truth, I mainly gave him shit because I don't like people that worship this guy, or I don't like anybody that worships any leader. And of course, we got the Trump tards. Like I never fell in that camp. I always looked at it like, if we send one guy to Washington D.C. to fix everything, what's that say about us? We don't have the balls to freaking fix things ourselves, or we got a Washington D.C. and centralized government so damn strong that you got to elect a dictator to freaking make things work. That's one problem with Putin. He is a dictator. But we got actually a mess of dictators in our country. That's what we really got. He's right about United States actually is the land of confusion and lack of steady policy. Absolutely. But if we actually adhere to one policy that should be steady and iron fast and rock steady all the way, it should be 100% total cooperation with Russia. I don't want to get into like the details of what we do because YouTube wouldn't like that. But it's fine by me, man. And Kerry, McCain, guy's another piece of crap, man. And some people say he was a POW. He's a POW because he's an idiot. Trump was right about that. When McCain ejected out of his plane, he told him when he was in his plane to tuck your arms and your legs inward when you eject the ejection thing and hold tight like a little ball. No, he didn't do that, so he broke both his arms and his legs. And then, the Viet Cong, North Vietnamese, called him the Songbird, which was correct. And he's the guy that almost freaking sunk the USS Forrestal, the aircraft carrier, by hot-shotting around in his plane. Killed a bunch of sailors. They had to get him out of there. And his daddy's some big admiral, right? That's McCain, Mr. Conservative Republican. He's a load of crap. I knew this stuff decades ago. But I can tell you, people in the military, they're ticket punchers, man. They'll lick Adolf Hitler's boots. That's what a lot of people that are outside, I'm not saying this, well, maybe just even the first and second termers. It's just by nature. But nobody any of the good people, they get the hell out of there after so many years. They usually don't stay in 20, 30 years. Anybody that's been in the military 20, 30 years is 100%. They're like a Nazi. They're a ticket puncher to the max. They'll lick Adolf Hitler's boots right all the way. And that goes in any military. That's even like that in the Russian military too. They're bad news. Anybody that's been in a long time, they're bad news. Now, you got to wake up about that kind of crap because, like, usually it's like, you know, it's big game, like to, how many medals you got. Well, I mean, sometimes they're really good, but then again, you don't know because even when you're in a wartime theater, it's like if somebody throws you in off a bridge into the water, well, it's like you're going to sink or swim. Like they didn't necessarily, a lot of people don't join the military necessarily to go to war, you know what I mean? They join it for other reasons. And anybody that thinks they joined the military to go to war is an idiot, and they find out real quick that's not what they want to do. But when you're thrown in the water, it's like sink or swim. So if you don't sink and you swim, you did your job, but it's sort of like you had to do your job or else you would be dead, And then from there, you got a lot of, something to keep you going for a long period of time. You were in this theater, you were in that theater, and all this kind of crap, and that keeps you going in your military career. And it's like it's kind of like a Madison Avenue thing. Now, the one guy I could tell you I think was really super legit was General Smedley Butler, Marine Corps. He was a two-time Medal of Honor winner who stated war is a racket. He's right. It is a racket. They wanted him out as the poster boy to sell the Marine Corps to new victims. That's really what the deal is. Now, actually, I'm going to tell you one military I respect more than anything in the United States, or actually two, is the Southern Confederates, because they were fighting for their homeland, and the American Revolution of 1776, again fighting for their homeland, both fighting for independence, and without money. I mean, yeah, the Confederates got some pay, the American Revolutionaries got some pay, but it wasn't much. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of times there was no pay. So, like, and today, in American military, and that's another thing that Putin says, we got a mercenary force. We do have a mercenary force. We got what George Washington warned about, a large standing army in times of peace. That's really what the hell it is. And it's a big social welfare freaking bunch of garbage. Now, that doesn't mean people don't sacrifice in here, but for every person that sacrifices and works hard, there's probably at least a dozen that don't, or maybe at least several, okay? We'll say several that don't. Because what happens in the military is the people that do the best get assigned the most. And they keep getting reassigned the most by the higher-ups who are using those people to freaking make their career go. Because if you do something, somebody who's above you will take credit for it also, and then they'll give you a little trinket, and of course that helps them out go to the next rank and helps their career. Now, Putin actually, I think, is actually a good leader of the Russian military because I think he does give a shit about the troops, but I wouldn't want to be in the Russian military, man, because I can tell you one thing, their officers are yo-yos, man. They got egos bigger than Bullwinkle Moose, man. I can tell you that's one thing about the Russian attitude. It's not too cool. But as far as their discipline, probably in excess of the United States. And as far as their weapon systems, I don't know. I think the United States got a lot of secret stuff. They could probably kick Russia's ass, but if we got in a contest with them, but I don't want the United States to get in a contest with Russia or war with Russia. I think the United States and Russia ought to get together, man, and we can rule the damn planet. And this stupid ass NATO crap, we ought to just get rid of it. We don't need all these other dumb countries. How about the U.S. military and the Russian military That could be the that could be it right there, man. We got the whole 9 yards. I'm fine with that, man. You know. So, and you might find that kind of surprising that I'm saying this, but this is what I've always thought. It's just that I'm going to tell you again. Mainly why I was ragging the crap out of Putin was not necessarily ragging on him, even though I was ragging on him. I'm telling you what it is. These people that worship this guy like he's out there to freaking. Well, he's not that bad actually. He's not a bad guy. He kills people, but he's a nice guy. He's a good guy in his principles, and he's got a brain. Although, don't piss him off. Um, but the deal is these people worship this guy like he's Santa Claus, and he's not necessarily out to. Yeah, he's in competition with the Western elite, but he wants to establish like the old Russian borders for one and all this crap. And I could say that's not really a good thing, but you know, if cooperation with Russia involves doing what someone they want, fine. That would be my policy. That would be my policy all the way. Now, Putin, Trump, unfortunately, is playing right in with the freaking the jackasses on the top in our military, with pumping more money into NATO and stuff. Who gives a damn about NATO, man? I mean, I could say something here. I mean, you could build your wall or something, whatever. You could have your troops on the wall, guarding the wall or something, man. Screw the freaking NATO, man. You know what I mean? And screw the militant freaking pseudo refugees that are coming here to freaking just kill us. That's all they're trying to do. You two probably won't even like me saying that, but that's the truth. That's all they're setting them up for. And Trump ain't really stopping them, although he could. Actually, I'd say, hey Putin, you don't want to stop the guys coming in here that we don't want. I'll let you handle that for a while. We'll pay you some money out of our broke freaking coffers. But you know what? It'll be a lot less money than you pay to some of these big brass Pentagon yo-yos on the top and whatever the hell else money they're getting. As a matter of fact, I'd invite Mr. Putin to freaking do an airstrike on the NSA. The end of that crap. Hey, you need some target practice? You're not going to be able to dismantle it because NSA is going to, if Trump tried to dismantle the NSA, they'd kill him, man. So I think Trump has got to get in real tight with this guy. I'm going to tell you honestly, if I was in the president's office right now, I'd have Putin in there right now. I'd say, dude, or one of his people. I'd be like, we'd be talking every day, man. He'd be my best buddy. He would be. He would be. Maybe Berlusconi too, because he knows where the chicks are. But that's the deal. That's the deal. Putin would be my best buddy. He would be. Not that I'm like 100. It's not that I worship the guy. It's not. I'm not on the same page as the way these Putin worshippers are. I'm not on the same page as the way the Trump worshippers are. But I realize these biggest. As a practical person, I realize the problems in America can't be solved. They're gonna have to be solved by somebody outside our military and our freaking structure that's in there. And fine, let him do it. But you know what I would do for a policy to keep America strong? Oh, I'd get rid of the Gun Control Act of 1968. I'd get rid of the National Firearms Act of 34. I'd get rid of all that shit. I mean, there might be a lot more shootouts and stuff going on in the cities, but America would be a safe place from invasions, So that's kind of like the Archie Bunker way of freaking doing things, but so what? Like you pass out pistols when you go on a plane to stop the hijackers from taking a plane. Well, whatever, and then when you come back off the plane, you hand the pistols in. Anyway, that kind of shit. But what the hell, right? What the hell? Anyway, but like I said, if I was president, which I'm not, it's bullshit. I'm never going to be president for crying out loud. Maybe Putin the cat might be. This guy would be my best buddy right here, Mr. Putin. But like I said, I'm wise. I'm wise to what's going on. I mean, I don't even think he really controls Russia. He's like the guy we see. I mean, I think there's people in the military behind. He's like this sales pitch guy. He's the image that you know. You know. I mean, he's got a lot of. He's up there. He's in with the boys and shit. But I don't think he's the main guy. I don't think he's the main guy. I think there's a team of people behind him that really control him. And actually, when Putin disappeared a few years ago, when the oil prices went down, I think they were all mad because they were like, Putin, what are you doing? The oil price went down. We're losing money. They were getting mad at him and shit. But I don't think he's all right, man. But I'd probably have Berlusconi in there as my White House intern management manager. You know, that'd be the other best buddy I'd have too. Berlusconi's okay. You know Berlusconi was. I mean, he's better than Bill Clinton. At least he's whatever. I don't want to go. I don't want to go down that trail, man. Well, you know what? I think 99% of freaking not 99%, maybe 2/3 of Washington D.C. man, they're involved in all kinds of shit that make Berlusconi look like a choir boy. I'm going to tell you that right now. But I kind of like Berlusconi, man. Anyway. Yeah, that's enough on that subject. But anyway, Mr. Putin, you're gonna have to take little Donald under your wing and lead him around a little bit and help him out, and hope Donald doesn't get led around by the nose by these jackasses in the top brass in the military, because they're leading us down a dangerous path. And I think Putin's worried about it justifiably, and I don't know what he can't do much about it either. I'm trying to do something about it. It's one voice, you know. But anyway, I'm not going to start working for Russia today now either. I'm going to tell you that right now. No way in hell. But I do anything I say positive about Mr. Putin or Russia, I do it on my own accord, just like anything. Just like, somebody accused me of being a Zionist. Well, you know what? I think Israel ought to be just for the Jews. I'd be more Zionist than a Zionist are. But that's my opinion. That's not what other people say. And I also have a backup Israel in Utah. It's going on a different subject here. And we'd be fighting the Mormons. It would be Temple 2B, 2-B, right? So we can and have a backup temple over there. I don't know what the hell Putin's relationship is with Israel. I'm not quite sure exactly. And I ain't sure what this guy's about, to tell you the truth all the way. I have no idea, man. He's probably, you really don't know, man. You really don't know. I know Clinton likes chicks, but I'm not sure what Putin really likes, to tell you the truth. But he might be a little bit freakish in some ways, like some of our politicians, too. I don't know. He probably is. He probably is. Now, that's one way I like Bill Clinton, because he likes the chicks. The chicks are cool. And Bill's an idiot as far as goes leading the nation compared to Mr. Vlad. I can tell you that right now. So, anyway, Donald's in trouble. Donald is a patriotic guy that's also a bullshit artist. So he's not going to quite do everything you said. He's going to compromise a lot. But Donald is also getting led around the nose by other people in there that are professional scumbags, especially in the military. And they're trying to set us up with a freaking conflict with Russia. And I'm like, screw that. No way. Get out of here. We don't need to have a conflict with Russia. Get the hell out of here, man. No way. I think Mr. Putin agrees on that. And he actually looks like the more reasonable voice, even compared to, Donald. You know that? And as far as a contest in global politics, who's more naive? Donald is way more naive than Mr. Putin. See, Donald's an extremely smart guy. What he understands is construction, New York City area, and he knows how. And you know what? That requires a lot of wheeling and dealing and bullshit and lying and telling people a lot of crap about your properties and what's going to happen in the future that'll never be delivered 100%. He's applying that same strategy to his politics, which, I ain't going to say too much bad about the guy because Hillary Clinton is like, no go, lady. That lady should have been disposed of in a trash compactor a million years ago. And see, that's another weird place where Putin can come in, play candy. You know? Vlad, who's my enemies? Well, I'll tell you, you got this enemy there that just get rid of them. Maybe Berlusconi knows some other people in Italy that can help with that too. I don't know. Like to, whatever. I'm not going to go down that trail. But anyway, kind of want to just put a positive note out on this shit in some ways because, well, I'm pretty damn sure it's probably not going to happen until a long time. I know the fear mongers are talking World War III and the collapse is going to start in 2017. I think we're going to have a market reset in 2017 sometime, maybe October, right around there, maybe end of September. As far as like World War III, I think it is coming up, but I think it's a few years away. I think it could be to 2025, 2022. I don't know, but it's mainly going to be between the militaries. But some of the large cities are also going to have a lot of problems too. So, and as far as electricity, food, and transportation, that might not be things they might be pretty scarce commodities at that time. And I tell you, Americans, by and large, they got their heads up their wazoos as far as like really being able to survive on anything. They're not prepared in the least. The Russians would be surviving way better than the Americans. And anyway, so just want to put this out because I think Putin is Trump's best chance for surviving and doing a good job. Mr. Vlad. Trump needs to get really in tight with this guy big time. He does. I mean, I'm not stupid. I'm not saying Putin is Santa Claus. Trump's got enemies. Maybe Putin doesn't like those enemies either. And Trump says, "Well, since you don't like them and I don't like them, well, you can help me." Pelosi, Feinstein, whatever, Boxer, freaking Hillary, right? Anyway, over and out. That's all I got to say. Hi, YouTube. You're going to be reviewing this video later, probably. Probably have the little yellow thing next to it says, not advertiser friendly, request a manual review, but whatever. And I didn't really say all I want to say, but I got to tell you what the deal is. I'm kind of giving you a balance. It's like Trump always is and always was a bullshit artist. Trump actually does have a patriotic streak in him. Trump is going to do a much better job than the disaster called Hildebeest. There's no doubt about that. And but then on the other hand, Putin is right about Trump. He's naive. He's naive in the field he just got into. Trump's got to not be impressed by these military jackasses in the Pentagon. I wouldn't give him a quarter, man. They want to fight, go fight. Who's stopping you? You get paid. You know what I mean? You get paid. American Revolution did it on pennies. The Confederates did it on pennies. Hell, the Confederates, shit, they were wearing out their shoes, walking barefoot, starved like scarecrows, and they're going up against the Yankees. That's one military I do respect, man. Everybody hates them, Of course, that's the major media propaganda. But anyway, our military's overbloated with bullshit. You wouldn't believe what goes on in there, man. You wouldn't believe it. There's so many guys. I remember so many officers and generals and colonels and shit. They would just go to places and buy gifts in these countries because if they went there, they get extra money, and they would just say it was a gift. It was the guys was to do this or check up on that. they're raking in so much money. These guys are worthless, man. They're worthless as all hell. Who was that guy? That Marine General, Mad Dog Matthias, whatever. I mean, like, get the hell out of here, you piece of shit. He's another yo-yo. They all are, man. All of them. It's like image. That's really what it is. 90% of his image. I don't trust him, man. But at least I know Putin's image too. He plays a game with I ride on a horse, I jump out of a plane. But actually, he does way more shit than our generals do on his own. You know, I went in a submarine. I hit this. I hit this target. I hit the tiger with a tranquilizer. At least he does shit, which is cool. I mean, it's good. It's good for morale in the Russian army for sure. So anyway, Trump needs to get in real tight with Putin, and this needs to be his best buddy. And if that were Trump and you got Putin and Trump working together hand in hand really good, then we're going to have global peace. But our jackass military is leading Trump to go against Russia, and I'm like, no, you don't need that shit. And Trump is naively buying into that crap. And that's a bad, bad formula. So, I'm going to be right about this shit, but I ain't going to be right about it right away. It's going to take some years.